Put on your hat. Here we go. Okay, dear. I'll stop bothering you. Wow, look at that. I hope it doesn't fall into my cheek. Alright, so I'm super pumped. We just found a Trimerosaurus macrops, which is another type of arboreal pit viper, and they are gorgeous. Look at that. Hello. Hello. So just like other species of pit vipers, these guys have heat-sensing pits on either side of the face underneath the nostrils that help them to see heat. So that would be any heat that a prey item would give off. A warm-blooded bird, a warm-blooded mouse, and they can even see lizards and frogs as well. Hi. Now, macrops actually refers to the large eyes. And they are aptly named. You can see, if you want to come a little closer, it does have some pretty bug eyes. Wow, look at that brilliant green. There's actually some blue highlights as well towards the middle and towards the scales on the belly. Wow, look at that. You are pretty, aren't you? Now again, a bite from these guys is not going to be lethal in any regard, but it is going to ruin your day. Typically with arboreal vipers, they can deliver a pretty painful bite, causes a lot of swelling, oftentimes necrosis as well, which is where the tissue and the blood will actually start to rot and decay. Wow, look at that. Really, really pretty. Wow. Now, these guys are primarily nocturnal. That's when they do a lot of their moving around, breeding, and feeding. Their diet consists mostly of lizards, frogs, sometimes small rodents, and birds. That's pretty regular for most species of arboreal vipers in general, and most species of smaller viper in that kind of group. Really, really cool. This is my first one I've ever found. I'm really excited. It was just sitting right up here on this branch, and our lovely cameraman Gage actually spotted it. Really, really cool. They don't get too terribly big. Pretty small, pretty medium-sized viper. Gorgeous yellow on the eyes. Beautiful snake. Really, really cool. Now, they have a primarily hemotoxic venom, which is going to attack the blood cells and the tissue cells, which is relatively effective, but for a small snake, can't really do much harm to a human being because our muscle mass will actually absorb a lot of that venom and kind of spread it around. So you get some swelling and things like that, but very rarely will you see any serious long-lasting injuries, other than maybe some nerve damage and some scarring. Okay, dear. I'll stop bothering you. Wow, look at that. Hopefully it doesn't fall into my cheek. So I don't want to get bit on the face, do I? This is really close. All right. Well, we had a lovely, lovely time with this lovely, lovely viper. We're gonna leave her be. She's going to go back to right where we found her. To hunt some frogs and some geckos at her leisure. Right, does that sound good to you, dear? Look, right there. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Hi. Really, really cool species of viper. Oh, she's got a little spider web on her. Ah, don't fall. Anyway, super, super cool. I know, you're just not having it. All right, well, we'll leave you be. A little pat on the chin, and we'll leave you to it. Hopefully we find some more. Super, super cool species of snake. Really, really, really cool. All right.
Oh, all right.
one?
This is another large female.
Oh yeah. See right there, Gage?
Yeah.
Bigger than the last one. They're the same size.
Yeah, very cool.
So David is grabbing another macrops that we just found.
Do it?
No, not yet.
So we have another macrops here. Really, really cool. Similar size female. She was just sitting right behind me on this little brush pile there. Pretty low to the ground, which is typical usually of a lot of the Trimerosaurus in the area because they're hunting like geckos and frogs and stuff that's mostly in the leaf litter. Oh, look at that. And you can check out some of these ventral scales there, the belly scales. Look at that blue. Look at that turquoise. Isn't that ridiculous? She's got some dirt on her face. Sorry. Sorry, dear. You were dirty. They just balance so perfectly on the hook. Just shows you how great of climbers they are. So these guys are mostly sedentary. They just sit in one spot pretty much all day and all night, ambushing their prey. So they are ambush predators. So it's not at all uncommon if you were to find one, you take a picture of it at night, you come back 2 days later, and it's in the same spot or very close to it. Really, really pretty snakes. Whoa, you're all right. She doesn't like that. You don't like that. Boop, boop, boop. Very cool snakes, very cool. So we are going to let this gal get along on her way. So we will just take her right back where we found her. If you want to get down low with me here, she was perched right on here. Look, you're home. You're home. So she'll probably go back all the way in there. She's tired of messing with us. I'm sorry we had to trouble you. I'm sorry. There she goes. Beautiful, beautiful snake.
Give me just a second to kill this mosquito.
So check out what we just found. Now this is another species of arboreal viper. This is Trimerosaurus albolabris, which is a close cousin to the macrops vipers that we just found. Now this is actually a pretty decent sized one here. They can get bigger, and they do get bigger. They're gonna have a little more of a serious bite, but still not typically considered to be lethal. But you're gonna have a lot more swelling, and a lot more necrosis. It's gonna ruin your day a lot more. Might ruin your week or your month. Now these guys are really cool. We actually found a lot of these last night, and I'll actually cut in some of the footage that we took of them right now. All right, hey everybody, we are here actually in the city of Bangkok, Thailand, and I have a Trimerosaurus albolabris, which is a pit viper that lives in arboreal lifestyle. So what that means is these guys live up in trees on branches, and we actually found this one just right off the road, and they are gorgeous, gorgeous snakes. Super, super calm. As you can see, I'm just hanging out with this beautiful one here. Really, really cool, right? Right, aren't you pretty? Aren't you sweet? I really want to kiss it on the mouth, but I don't think that'd be a good idea. That's like when you go to the hospital, right?
Mosquito do that for you.
Mosquito, yeah. Just give him a nice smooch. Beautiful, beautiful snake. Look at that. So these guys are pit vipers. So what that means is they can actually see heat. So that aids in their predatory lifestyle. They can see the heat signatures of birds, of small rodents, lizards, frogs, and they'll actually hunt and eat those guys while they're up in the trees or in brush piles and things like that.
All right, now put it on your hat.
Put it on my hat.
Put it on your hat.
Here we go. This is my umbrella.
You bite through your hat into your scalp.
I certainly hope not. You're okay. one hasn't struck yet. All right, we just found another one. Gage has assisted me in capturing him. Now these guys are actually fairly common in the city. Really, really pretty snakes. Right.
Don't drop him.
I'd prefer not to. Come on. Take a look at that. You can see they are wonderfully adapted at climbing. Wonderfully adapted. Super, super cool. Oh, wow.
That looks a lot worse on camera.
I bet it does.
It looked like it was on your hand.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, transition, whoosh. Now you can see on the side of the face there, those big old holes, those are the heat sensing pits, giving them the name pit viper, which is Crotalidae are the pit vipers. Very, very cool. You're pretty, aren't you? Don't you know? Really, really cool snakes. All right, well, we, geez, I can't even talk. We will let her on her way. Let's put her down here so she can figure out where she wants to go. There you go, fatty. Chunky. Moto would be a fan of this snake. All right, so we came out. We found exactly what we were looking for, and we did not get bitten by anything. So that was the goal. We found, let's see, 5 or 6 Trimerosaurus macrops. We found 1 Trimerosaurus albolabris, and we found 2 reticulated pythons. So that was really, really cool. Yeah, good stuff. Good night. Hopefully we find some more stuff. Let's go.